In our last video, we looked at calculating the mean, median and mode in order to find the measure of centre in our data. Sometimes it can also be useful to find the spread of our data, how far apart the minimum and the maximum values are. So today we're going to have a look at calculating the range. So let's begin. So in front of me I have two sets of data, set A and set B. And I've been asked to calculate the mean, median and the range for each set of data. I'd like you to pause the video here for a moment to see whether you could calculate these for yourself. How'd you go? Well, let's start with set A. So in set A, we want to start by calculating the mean. Now to find the mean, we actually need to add all the data points together first. So that is going to be 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus the 19. And to find the mean, we need to divide by the total number of data values we had, which if we count them, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So we need to divide by the 10 data values there are. Now if we simplify the top line, we find that that is equal to 56 divided by 10. Therefore, our mean is going to be equal to 5.6. In order to find the median, we need to find the middlemost value. Now the middlemost value, because there's 10, is going to be the 5th and the 6th data value. So it's going to be right between those 2 points. So in order to find ourselves the median, we need to add the 2 together, which is 4 plus 5, and we need to divide by 2. So therefore our median is going to be equal to 4.5. Now when we're looking to find the range of something, the range simply means how much difference is there from the lowest value to the highest value. So to find the range is equal to the highest value subtract the lowest value. So if we look at what is the highest value in our data range for set A, the highest value is 19. So we take that 19, we subtract the lowest value, which was 1. So therefore, our range for set A is equal to 18. So how'd you go with that? Good? Alright, I'm going to look at set B, but I might do a quick bit of erasing so I've got some space. Alright, on to set B. Now in order to find the mean, remember we need to add all the data values together. So that's going to be the 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 9, and then divide by how many data values there were. If we count them, there are 10 total. Now when we simplify the top line and add them all together, it equals 46, and that's still over 10. Therefore, our mean is going to be equal to 46 divided by 10, which is 4.6. Now for the median. The median, if we remember, is the middlemost value. So when we're looking at our data set, the middlemost values are actually 2 numbers again, but it's right in the middle of those 2. So in order to find it, we need to average the 2. So we add them together, which is 4 plus 5, and we divide by how many of them we added together, which is 2 of them. 4 plus 5 equals 9, 9 divided by 2 equals 4.5. And now for the range. Remember, the range is simply a measure of what is the difference between the lowest figure and the highest figure. And we find that by taking the highest figure and subtracting the lowest figure from it. So therefore, our range is going to be equal to the biggest figure or largest figure, which is 9, subtract the smallest figure, which is 1. Therefore, our range is going to be equal to 8. Alright, now you may have noticed that between set A and set B there was only actually one number the difference, and that was the 19 from set A was changed to a 9. What it's asking us now is what effect did that actually have? Now we compare the two means together and we find that the mean has changed between the two. In set A it was 5.6, in set B it was 4.6. The medians, however, are the same, so changing that final stat didn't actually make any difference for the median. However, the range had a significant change. The range went from 18 in set A through to 8 in set B. So when we're analysing data, it's important to analyse the numbers themselves and to see if we can find any outliers that might exist. Now, an outlier is a data point that just seems a little bit odd compared to the rest. In this case, the odd data point, or the outlier, is from set A, that 19. It is much larger than anything else, so we would refer to this point as an outlier. Now, we can't just get rid of this outlier, but we can suddenly see that when we do have outliers in our data, they can have a significant effect on some of the measurements that we take in data. And this is the reason why the median can sometimes be considered a better measure of the true centre of a data. But back to measuring the range, which can also be referred to as the spread, the range is simply the measurement of the difference between the smallest and the highest value, and we find that by taking the highest value and subtracting the smallest value away from it. So let's have a look at some practice questions for yourself. I want you to consider the two sets of data, set A and set B, in front of me. I want you to calculate the mean, median and the range for each set of data. But I want you to be careful. In that last set, they are already put in ascending order for us. So you might want to do that as your first step. Once you've done that, I've got here that outliers in data can influence the results of the data when we do our calculations. There is one outlier that exists in these two data sets. Which one is it, and what calculations has it made an influence on? So that's something for you to think about. But finally, I want you to brainstorm 3 real-world situations where knowing the range of data might be useful to know and explain why. Remember, the range is how much difference is there from the smallest to the biggest value.